Hello guys. Today, we'll guide you on how to showcase your grammar mastery in English.
Yes, actually, mastering grammar is a huge step toward fluency. What do you think about that?
I agree. Knowing grammar rules allows you to communicate more clearly and confidently.
Can you tell me more about how to demonstrate grammar skills in conversations?
Sure. The key is using varied sentence structures. It shows versatility in speech.
Exactly. You need to mix simple, compound, and complex sentences for balance.
That's right. For example, a simple sentence could be, I'm learning English.
Yes. Then a compound sentence could be, I'm learning English, and I enjoy it.
And a complex sentence could be, although I'm still learning, I feel more confident.
The last example is amazing. Complex sentences really show grammar mastery.
They do. It's important to use different structures but keep it natural and clear.
Actually, you're right. Variety in sentences keeps the conversation engaging.
It also demonstrates how well you understand grammar. What do you think about contractions?
They're crucial. Native speakers often use contractions like I'm, can't, or should've.
Exactly. Using contractions helps you sound more fluent and natural in conversation.
Can you tell me more about how to practice contractions effectively?
Start by using them in everyday phrases. For example, instead of I am, say I'm.
Yes. And instead of cannot, say can't. It makes you sound more comfortable.
Right. It also helps you keep up with the pace of native speakers.
Actually, it does. What's important is using them correctly in the right context.
What do you think about the idea that grammar unlocks the ability to speak fluently?
I completely agree. When you know grammar well, it gives you confidence to express ideas.
Yes. It's like you're erasing doubts about the language and speaking more naturally.
Can you tell me more about how grammar impacts the way we understand English?
Grammar helps structure your thoughts clearly. It makes your messages easier to follow.
Exactly. Plus, when you use varied sentence structures, it keeps listeners interested.
Right. Another tip is to avoid overcomplicating things. Simple can be powerful too.
Yes. A mix of simple, compound, and complex sentences makes you sound more fluent.
Actually, I think practicing with everyday conversations is key. It's practical.
What do you think about using grammar apps to improve sentence structure?
They're helpful. Apps can teach you to spot errors and improve your sentence flow.
I agree. They're a great way to reinforce what you've learned in real conversations.
Exactly. And they make grammar practice more interactive, which is important.
Can you tell me more about the importance of mastering verb tenses?
Verb tenses are essential. They help you convey the right time frame of your actions.
Yes. For example, I am learning shows present, while I learned shows past.
Correct. And I will learn shows the future. Each tense tells a different story.
Actually, mastering tenses allows you to express time more accurately in English.
Exactly. Verb tenses are a core part of grammar and help you be understood clearly.
and they help you avoid confusion. What do you think about focusing on this early?
It's smart. Early practice helps you build strong foundations for fluency.
Yes. Plus, it boosts your confidence when speaking because you know you're correct.
Actually, it's great for everyday conversations, like when discussing plans or experiences.
Definitely. For example, I've been working shows you've mastered the present perfect tense.
That's a good point. Present perfect can be tricky, but it's powerful for connecting time.
Exactly. And mixing tenses in conversation shows a deep understanding of English.
Can you tell me more about how contractions fit with verb tenses?
Contractions shorten common phrases. For example, I will becomes I'll.
Yes, it's more efficient and makes your speech flow smoothly.
And it's commonly used in English. Using contractions makes you sound more natural.
Absolutely. Native speakers often use contractions in everyday conversation.
Right. It's less formal but still correct. What do you think about using them professionally?
I think it's fine, as long as the situation is casual enough. It's conversational.
Actually, you're right. It depends on the context and the people you're speaking to.
Yes, exactly. You should always adjust your grammar and tone to the situation.
Can you tell me more about how grammar can change between formal and informal settings?
In formal settings, you may use more complex sentences and fewer contractions.
Yes. And in informal settings, you can use simpler sentences and more contractions.
Actually, using the right grammar for the right situation shows you're adaptable.
I agree. What do you think about practicing formal and informal speech separately?
It's helpful. Practicing both helps you switch styles easily when needed.
Exactly. It's important to know when to use more polished or casual grammar.
Can you tell me more about how this flexibility improves your communication?
It makes you a more effective speaker. You can adjust your style to fit the conversation.
Yes, and that helps you sound professional when necessary and friendly when needed.
Actually, it's a skill that really comes in handy during work or social events.
For sure. What do you think about using grammar to show respect in professional settings?
I think it's essential. Polished grammar shows you're serious and professional.
Absolutely. And in work-related settings, clear grammar is key to avoiding misunderstandings.
Right. Plus, strong grammar makes your speech more persuasive and credible.
Can you tell me more about how to improve grammar through reading?
Reading helps you see grammar in action. It reinforces how sentences are structured.
Exactly. When you read, you absorb grammar patterns and improve without even noticing.
Yes. And it helps you learn how native speakers write and speak.
Actually, it's a great way to pick up new vocabulary and grammar rules in context.
What do you think about reading different genres to expand your grammar skills?
That's a great idea. Fiction, nonfiction, and news all use different sentence structures.
Exactly. Each type of writing exposes you to various forms of grammar and style.
Can you tell me more about how writing also improves your grammar?
Writing helps you practice forming sentences. It's like exercising your grammar muscles.
Yes. And when you write, you can review and correct your mistakes, which is key.
Actually, it's a great way to spot patterns and improve your sentence structure over time.
Exactly. Writing gives you more control and time to focus on grammar.
What do you think about using apps or tools to check grammar when writing?
They're very helpful. They can catch small mistakes and give suggestions for improvement.
Yes, they're a great support, especially when you're still learning.
Actually, it's a quick way to get feedback and improve your writing in real time.
I agree. And the more you use these tools, the better your grammar will become.
Can you tell me more about how these tools can help you practice complex sentence structures?
They highlight where your sentence can be improved or where a mistake is.
Yes, and they often suggest alternatives, helping you learn as you go.
Exactly. It's like having a grammar coach while you write or speak.
What do you think about using these tools in professional writing?
They're great for ensuring your emails or reports are polished and error-free.
Actually, it makes a big difference, especially when communicating with clients.
Right. Clear grammar can make you stand out in professional settings.
Yes, mastering grammar really unlocks your ability to communicate at higher levels.
Yes, today we'll go deeper into how to demonstrate your grammar skills.
Actually, grammar mastery is essential to becoming fluent in English. Do you agree?
Absolutely. And knowing how to use varied sentence structures is key.
Definitely. You have to mix simple, compound, and complex sentences to sound fluent.
Exactly. Simple sentences are clear, like I like coffee. Easy, but effective.
Right. Then a compound sentence could be, I like coffee and I drink it every day.
Actually, yes. It adds more information while keeping the sentence balanced.
And a complex sentence might be, although I'm tired, I still enjoy drinking coffee.
Perfect example. The complex structure shows your grammar range beautifully.
The last example is amazing. It demonstrates how to connect ideas smoothly.
Yes. And using different structures makes your speech more dynamic and engaging.
Actually, this helps listeners stay interested and follow what you're saying better.
Exactly. Knowing when to use each type of sentence is a sign of true mastery.
And don't forget, contractions. Native speakers often use contractions in speech.
Yes. Words like I'm, can't, or should've. Use them to sound more fluent.
Actually, it makes your speech flow naturally, like a native speaker's.
Exactly. So instead of saying, I am tired, you say, I'm tired. It's smoother.
Right. Contractions shorten speech without losing meaning. It's about efficiency.
And it helps when you're in casual conversation. Comfortable and effortless.
Actually, it's something every learner should practice early on for fluency.
Yes. And once you're comfortable, you can focus on more complex sentence structures.
Agreed. Good grammar really unlocks the ability to speak confidently in English.
Can you tell me more about how learners can practice mixing sentence types?
Start small. Write a simple sentence, then expand it into compound and complex forms.
That's a great method. It forces you to think about sentence structure consciously.
Actually, yes. It's like training your brain to think in English sentence patterns.
And the more you practice, the more natural it becomes in conversation.
Right. If you have any questions, you can comment below. We'll help.
Yes, feel free to ask. We love helping learners improve their grammar skills.
Can you tell me more about how understanding grammar boosts confidence?
Well, when you know grammar well, you're less likely to make mistakes while speaking.
Exactly. This means you're erasing any doubts you have about the language.
Yes, and that unlocks the ability to speak without hesitation or fear.
Actually, once you understand grammar, you feel more secure in what you're saying.
Totally. Fluent in English is a goal for many learners, and grammar is the foundation.
Right. Mixing sentence structures and using contractions really sets fluent speakers apart.
It does. And that's why grammar is so important to get right.
Can you tell me more about how contractions fit in formal versus informal settings?
In formal writing, contractions are less common. You might say I am instead of I'm.
Yes, but in speech, even in professional settings, contractions sound more natural.
Actually, I agree. They make conversations feel more fluid, less rigid.
And that's what you want: comfortable and confident speech in any setting.
Yes, but always adjust to your audience. If it's a formal report, avoid too many contractions.
Exactly. But in spoken English, contractions are a huge part of sounding fluent.
Can you tell me more about how learners can practice using contractions in speech?
Start by replacing full phrases with contractions. For example, I am becomes I'm.
And do not becomes don't. It's a small change, but it makes a big difference.
Actually, yes. It's one of the easiest ways to sound more like a native speaker.
Absolutely. And as you practice, it will become automatic in your speech.
Exactly. Mixing simple, compound, and complex sentences with contractions is key.
Yes. This balance is what makes a speaker sound polished and fluent.
Can you tell me more about the importance of punctuation when practicing writing?
Punctuation is crucial. It helps organize your thoughts and create clear sentences.
Actually, yes. Proper punctuation allows readers to follow your message easily.
It does. And it's important for learners to know where commas, periods, and colons go.
Exactly. Good punctuation ensures that your meaning is conveyed clearly.
And it also reflects your grammar skills. Even small mistakes can impact understanding.
Actually, correct punctuation makes your writing more professional and polished.
Definitely. So when you're learning grammar, don't overlook punctuation.
Yes. It's a small detail, but it plays a big role in how well you communicate.
Can you tell me more about how learners can practice grammar through reading?
Reading helps you see varied sentence structures in action. You absorb patterns naturally.
Yes. And you also see how contractions are used in real dialogue, not just textbooks.
Actually, reading exposes you to different styles of writing, which helps your own grammar.
Exactly. And the more you read, the more you'll internalize grammar rules.
Right. It's a great way to learn without feeling like you're studying grammar.
Yes. It's learning by example. And you'll notice varied sentence structures more easily.
Can you tell me more about using movies and shows to practice grammar in speech?
Listening to native speakers in films is great. You hear natural grammar in context.
Actually, yes. It helps you pick up on how sentences are constructed in real life.
And you'll hear how contractions are used constantly in casual conversations.
Exactly. It's a fun way to immerse yourself in the language while learning grammar.
What do you think about mimicking the sentences you hear in movies as practice?
That's an excellent idea. You can practice pronunciation, intonation, and grammar all at once.
Yes. And it helps you remember how native speakers form their sentences naturally.
Actually, it's a great way to get used to the rhythm of English grammar in conversation.
Definitely. Plus, it's fun. It makes grammar practice feel less like a chore.
Right. And when grammar feels fun, you're more likely to stick with learning.
Can you tell me more about the importance of feedback when practicing grammar?
Feedback is essential. It helps you identify mistakes and areas for improvement.
Yes. Whether it's from a teacher, a friend, or even a language app, it's important.
Actually, correcting your mistakes is the fastest way to improve your grammar skills.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, but always seek feedback to learn from them.
Yes, because good grammar unlocks the ability to speak fluently and confidently.
And truly becoming fluent in English means mastering both speaking and writing.
That's the goal. And remember, grammar is just a tool to help you express yourself better.
The last example is amazing. It sums up our whole conversation beautifully.
Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips. Bye.